Hello, welcome to the INFJ Visionary broadcast. This is your host, the INFJ Visionary, and today's topic is INFJ's love-hate relationship with humanity. I thought that'd be a good one to talk about today. I was talking to a associate the other day, and they were under the impression that I was enlightened. And while the INFJ Visionary is a visionary, he is most certainly not enlightened. And what I pointed out to my friend was that I knew I wasn't enlightened because I put my self-interest ahead of others. I love others, but ultimately, if it gets down to it, I'm going to look out for my own self-interest and I'm going to protect myself. I don't believe enlightened people operate that way. I only have known one guy that was enlightened, and I didn't know him well. I only met him once, but I certainly was familiar with his material. In fact, I don't mind telling you who that was. That's Tom Campbell, the physicist, and if you haven't heard of him, you should type his name into YouTube and get a hold of his theory because it's very good, and we'll probably be breaking that down in some of our future broadcasts. But just to get back on topic, yes, we love humanity. I can speak only for myself here, but when I think of humanity, it's nothing but love that I feel. I want all my fellow brothers and sisters to do well, to be happy, to be fulfilled. I don't care if they're producing good work or bad work. What I care about is that they are having a good existence, basically. And there's a lot of other things I care about. This actually moving right into the hate part, aren't we? Yeah, I find them frustrating. So all that stuff said, what do I find frustrating? Well, I find frustrating how very few people seem to even bother questioning their own existence. They just assume they've been put into a body to have lots of treats and to feel good as much as possible until the day they die, and then that's it. Things that, well, what makes them feel good? Oh, well, having actual treats, having people think they're awesome. For a certain category of people, having power over others, which is the most loathsome aspect of humanity, I must say. And we've got 10 minutes, so we can talk about those people because they're the worst. They're the worst dregs. The people that have made a point of discovering the how to manipulate power and how to use that to control other people, these are the lowest of the low, the psychopaths, the narcissists. I don't even know if they're psychopaths or narcissists. All I know is that is the wrong way to go. That's not why we're here. We're not here to control other people. We're here to be an expression of the universe. I do believe we all have work to do as well. Only you would know what that work is, and many times you may not be doing the work that you were put here to do. But you can rest assured, I think, that if you're not, you'll be sent back yet again to do so. And that being said, it's not like I think we get just a few reincarnations. Now, granted, I don't know for sure, but I've done the deep study of reincarnation, so I'm speaking at least from the standpoint of somebody who's read some books on it and watched some videos and given it a lot of thought for a lot of years. To me, it's self-evident that we reincarnate, and in what particular form, I don't know. I've heard lots of theories, but it's evident that we do, and that brings in the question why. And of course, a lot of people will just say, well, energy is never extinguished, and we are ultimately beings of energy, so we're not extinguished, etc. I don't think that's the case. I think it's more a case that the universe split itself into a bunch of smaller versions of itself, which proceeded to get sort of lost in the darkness, And that was the whole point, to be lost in the darkness and find your way back to the light. It's something to do, if nothing else, and I don't have to sit here and explain why the universe does anything it does. But getting back to humanity, people that basically waste their existence, they don't spend any time helping other people in any real way, or if they do, it's just a byproduct of helping themselves. Now, again, I just told you earlier in this broadcast, I don't consider myself to be enlightened, but I have a glimmer of it. I have an idea of what it is. And I know, more importantly, what it's not. And what it's not is being self-serving. What it's not is was grasping to get the next thrill or the next buzz. And we're going to talk about hedonism here on this channel coming up. I'll definitely will try to remember. Also, I need to apologize for being a day late. I had some errands to run and wasn't able to do this broadcast yesterday. My stated intention is to put one of these up every other day. So if you miss a day, you can rest assured that when you come back the next day, there will be one there. And as I can, I will attempt to get a few duplicates done. Now, I don't have a script. This is all streaming from the NI ether. And I really think that's the greatest way to podcast. A lot of times when listening back to these, I will discover things that I didn't necessarily know. I won't say about myself, but I will say that allowing yourself to just turn on a microphone and talk for 10 minutes is very powerful, especially if NI is your NA. I don't know what function that is. NI is your driving function, then you should be able to do that without any difficulty. So getting back to our theme, yes, I love humanity because we are all, I think, basically the same. We're all the same thing, looking out through different pairs of eyes and speaking through different mouths and feeling different things. And some of us are tall or short or whatever color, or male or female. But ultimately, all of us are expressions of the one thing. However, some of us seem to be way more lost than others. And for my own part, while I know I'm not enlightened, I'm not on any kind of, well, I am certainly on the spiritual path, but I wouldn't say I'm even close to enlightenment. My friend who thought that I was enlightened, I had to tell him I think I'm many lifetimes away from that. Because, and this is another thing I might point out, maybe you're someone that's done a lot of spiritual seeking. And you like me, you love everyone, but the thing is, if you were enlightened, you would just love everyone. You wouldn't hate everyone. You would just have compassion. I don't really hate everyone. It's more I hate things they do than the people themselves. That would be more accurate. But for the sake of a good title, we're going to stick with that. Yeah, I hate the things they do. I hate the self-serving. I hate the self-grasping. I hate the unconsciousness about other people and what they need. I just don't think it's nice, especially, like I said, for the psychopaths at the top of the pyramid. I wish they would just go away. Actually, I wish they would go to Mars. That would be wonderful. And you probably know who I'm talking about. He could certainly go to Mars, and I wouldn't cry one bit. He could stay there. Is that enlightened? I don't think it is, because an enlightened person wouldn't be affected. That's the key to enlightenment, if you ask me, that you can be digging around in piles of crap, and all you see is sunshine and gold, and that not in a Pollyanna way. And that's the last thing I was going to say here. So if you're a spiritual seeker and you're seeking enlightenment, which I certainly am, and I've read a lot of books. I've looked into all of the different religions, and I'm not going to say that I'm so wise and such a visionary that I have complete comprehension of each one. There certainly are things I probably missed, but the fact of the matter, one thing I pulled out is that if you are a seeker after enlightenment, the fruit cannot be picked before it is ripe. You cannot even ripen yourself. You will be ripened through experience. Now, I do think it's an important thing to have a care for others and to have a desire to help. For my part, I have to be careful because I'm an INFJ that is not so subsumed that I end up getting lost and get off the mark, because I have a job here to do, and this is one of those jobs, to talk to you and help you and hopefully impart some insights to you that will help you grow and have a better life, and most importantly, find out what your work is. What is your chosen or not chosen? It's been chosen for you, but what is your occupation, your true work? Think about it. Anyway, that's the INFJ Visionary signing off from this broadcast. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you in another day or so. And until then, I want you to take good care of yourself and stay out of trouble.